This is our league, and this is your league. From the 55-yard line on CFL America Radio and the Sports History Network.
Stand by, 15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras and videotape.
Ready with your opening graphics. Stand by, Howard. Here we come, Frank. Ready, Don.
Stand by, audio, your opening music, and roll tape.
Take tape.
John Madden on the sideline, enjoying every moment of it. Carl Eller on the opposite sideline, agonizing again. The Raiders just run the ball into the line of scrimmage. 15 seconds, 14. The Vikings aren't even going to use that last 1 second or one timeout. Listen to the count. Here it is. The Raiders closing in on the Super Bowl championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
There it is. There's the gun sounding the end of the game. John Madden goes on the shoulders of his players.
Guy, we're the best in the world. I always want to be a part of something that was the best. Something. A skydiver, do something that was the best. But, God, we're the best in the world right now. There's nobody better.
This game here, we forgot about that. We played our normal style, which is very loose. And, my God, it turned out just super.
Well, these guys, they were like they were running possessed, like people possessed. Van Egan was hitting holes so quick. Clarence got outside. And a couple of times I thought he'd go all the way. It was just a super effort by everybody.
The way things turned out was super. I'm glad I got to play in the Super Bowl, and we just had a fantastic team, and we did what we were going to do all year.
I was happy 2 weeks ago, but I never thought a person could feel this happy. I really don't. It's just super. I can't believe it. I feel like somebody's going to take it away from us in a day or 2 days.
The massive Rose Bowl is empty now. Super Bowl 11 is history. The largest crowd to ever attend a Super Bowl game is gone. Now only 105,000 seats, a cleat-torn field, and end zones decorated with the words Raiders and Vikings remain as final tributes to a day of fame and honor for the Oakland Raiders. On this hallowed Rose Bowl turf, the Oakland Raiders had added much to an already unrivaled record of success. 9 division championships in 10 years, an AFL championship, an AFC championship, 12 consecutive winning seasons, total domination of pro football in terms of consistent victory, all prized jewels belonging to the Raiders, pro football's winningest team. And now the crowning glory. Now the Oakland Raiders, number one for so many years, stood alone as the world champions of professional football. In 1967, the Oakland Raiders won the American Football League championship and played in Super Bowl II. This was the initial championship year in Oakland's monumental rise to power. A commitment to excellence which began in 1963 when Al Davis first pledged to build a great organization whose will to win would endure the challenge of time. In 1969, now under skillful young head coach John Madden, the Raiders roared down the glory road with a 12-1-1 record, best in pro football. What emerged in Oakland was an unparalleled level of excellence. Dramatic victories continued into the 70s, showcasing Oakland Raiders' pride and poise. Winning against all odds had become a Raider tradition. Being the best became a way of life for the silver and black. And now, in 1976, the prized Super Bowl crown. Tarkenton gives to McClanahan. Stonewall. There's a scramble. There may have been a fumble. Oakland recovers. Holy Toledo. Out of it comes Willie Hall of USC. Here's the punt now by Claybo. Good pressure by Hendricks, and Claybo soars a nice punt up for Colsey on the 40 of the Raiders. Heads for the right, return to the 50, down to the 45, flying to the 35-yard line, and he's brought down there. And again, the Raiders special teams gives the ball to Stabler in excellent field position. 3rd and 2, Van Egan with a big hole, big yardage all the way to the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Holy Toledo. The Oakland line is just wiping out Minnesota's front. Branch left, Biletnikoff right. First down, Stabler back. He looks, he fires to Biletnikoff on the 1-yard line. A skidding catch. He's got it. He's got it. And hand off to Banaszak. He powers over. Touchdown Raiders. Quick lineup now, and he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie. Touchdown Raiders. Despite an impressive 5-1 preseason record, including an 8th win in 10 years over their Cross Bay rivals, the 1976 league season started on a somber note for the Oakland Raiders. Gone from the active roster through injuries were standout veteran starters Art Toms, Horace Jones, Kelvin Korver, Tony Klein, and Marv Hubbard, along with promising newcomers like Franklin Tate, Jeb Blount, and Calvin Young. And before the season ended, another proven veteran, Ted Qualick, plus 3 more talented rookies, Fred Steinfort, Terry Coons, and Rick Jennings, would join the crowded injured reserve list. But the 1976 Raiders would tolerate no obstacles. A meticulous scouting operation supplied experienced combat-ready players, eager to fill the gaps. Head coach John Madden and able assistants Oliver Spencer, Tom Doms, Bob Zeman, Tom Flores, Joe Scannella, Don Shinnick, and Lou Erber created aggressive units, ready for any challenge. For the 1976 Raiders, a moment of truth came quickly. In the league opener, the Silver and Black hosted the defending world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Tackle Henry Lawrence, broken leg still in a cast, would sit this one out, along with those already lost for the year. But these proud Raiders relied on deeds, not excuses. Battle-scarred helmets emblazoned with the pirate emblem were strapped on tight. The sold-out Coliseum crowd had learned to expect heroic rallies from their Raiders. And today's fans, plus the KGO radio and NBC television audience, would again see history made. With only 5 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, and Oakland trailing 28-14, Ken Stabler marched his troops goalward, completing a classic 75-yard drive with this 10-yard strike to Dave Casper.
1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Siani slots right inside Biletnikoff. Stabler is back to pass. He's looking. He waits. He fires. He's got Casper. Touchdown Raiders! Stabler's 10-yard strike to Casper becomes the ex-Notre Damer's 7th reception of the afternoon.
The Raider defense controlled Pittsburgh, forcing them to punt. With time running short, special teams captain Warren Bankston provided a big play.
Here's the snap. And the kick. It is nearly blocked. I think somebody got a piece of it. The ball bouncing at the 30. It's picked up by Charles Phillips. And at the 29-yard line, the Oakland Raiders have the football. Somebody got a piece of that ball. That was Warren Bankston. I believe it was Bankston who got a piece of the ball. On the 29-yard line, 1st and 10, 1:47 to go.
Confronted with a crucial 4th down on the Steelers' 29, the Raiders' veteran offensive line of Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Dave Dalby, George Beeler, and John Vella held off Pittsburgh's famed steel curtain defense long enough for Ken Stabler to lead Oakland to pay dirt.
Branch to the left, Siani to the right with Biletnikoff. Only Banaszak behind Stabler. They keep him in the block. Stabler is back to pass. Here comes the rush. He ducks under it. He's running to the left. He throws. Branch makes the catch. Branch to the 15. Branch to the 10. Branch to the 5. He's caught on the 2. Dalby comes over the ball at center. Stabler asks for quiet. 1st and goal on the 2. Here's a man in motion. Bankston from left to right. Stabler rolling to the left. He could take it in. He tucks it under. He's at the 2. Touchdown Raiders! Steinfort looking for the tie. Here's the snap. Spot. Kick. Good. Well, it's all even at 28 all. 1:05 left.
Tied at 28-28 with only 59 seconds left to play, the Steelers tried to pass downfield.
Back goes Bradshaw. He's going to throw. He looks. He fires. It's broken up. It's intercepted by the Raiders at the 15. There's a big pile-up. I believe it was Willie Hall who got the ball. Willie Hall got it. One of the Raiders broke the pass up right in the face of Bradshaw. Hall, the linebacker, came up with the ball. 50 seconds left.
Just seconds remained when place kicker Fred Steinfort entered the field. The Raiders had been in these pressure finishes throughout a dramatic decade. This was a team with a tradition of last-second victories. It wasn't miracles or blind luck. It was instead a team poised, a team responding to challenge, alert to make and take any break. Now, this tradition, born in the 60s, would be renewed for 1976.
Fred Steinfort. Hum will hold at the 11. This will be an effort of 21 yards. Snap, spot, kick. Good! Now there are 18 seconds left as John Madden on the sideline, after a momentary hesitation, shows at least some jubilance and exuberance, although he knows 18 seconds can be an eternity in an NFL game.
The win over Pittsburgh confounded the experts and astounded the NFL establishment. But the drive to the playoffs is a week-to-week battle. The Raiders' second game of the 76 campaign took them on the road to face another arch-rival, the Kansas City Chiefs. Oakland broke on top, then turned back a late rally to post a 24-21 triumph. Ken Stabler riddled the Chiefs, completing 22 of 28 passes, including touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
Stabler dropping back to pass, keeps Banaszak in the block. He looks, he lost one to the end zone. Casper's open. Touchdown, Raiders! Slot right, Stabler back, looking to pass, setting up. He fires, corner of the end zone, blitz. Touchdown, Raiders! Back goes Stabler, setting up, steps up. He throws. Ciani, great catch in the end zone for the touchdown, Raiders!
But nothing of value came easily for these valiant Raiders. Early in the fourth quarter, Ken Stabler was hobbled by a Kansas City pass rusher after finding Mike Ciani for the Raiders' final touchdown. Stabler's injury was not serious, but Coach Madden held him out of the Houston game as a precautionary measure. The Raiders had confidence in quarterback Mike Ray. While only an NFL rookie, Ray had 3 years pro experience in Canada. As a college senior, he had led Southern Cal to an undefeated season and a national championship. The Raider defense stood tall in the Astrodome and held the Oilers to only 13 points, featuring a great third-quarter goal line stand, led by defensive linemen Charles Filion, John Matuzak, Dave Rowe, and Otis Sistra.
Power formation, Dawkins back there, Willis back there, Jim Burns in the ball game. Byrne comes in motion from left to right. Here's the sneak, and it is what? No signal yet. Oh, what a stack there. About 19 of the 22 players are in a huge pile, like the annual Pretzel Benders convention. And they're still pulling them off. Phillips eyeing anxiously from the sidelines. No touchdown. The Raiders have held again. And this defense has done incredible things today.
With Houston's offense in check, Mike Ray completed 13 of 22 passes, including a 33-yard scoring toss to Cliff Branch, as the Raiders downed the Oilers 14-13.
Slot right. Branch inside Ciani. Oilers with a big play on defense here they need to make. Ray is back. Retreats, sets up. He's going for a deep bomb to Branch. One-on-one with Weegar. Touchdown, Raiders! Clifford Branch running a toe dancing up pattern down the right sideline with a veteran safety man, Mike Weegar, had only a hair's breadth on him, but Ray put it on the money as if he were a right-handed Kenny Stabler.
The Raiders were 3-0, but ahead lay a long trip to New England to play the Patriots, fresh from their big wins over Miami and Pittsburgh. The powerful Patriots, playoff bound, ran and passed for 468 yards and chalked up a 48-17 win. But these Oakland Raiders would not lose another game in 1976. One taste of defeat would be all the Oakland team would tolerate. Renewed determination and dedication were keynotes as the Raiders next traveled to San Diego to battle the Chargers for first place in the AFC West. With strength and speed, discipline and desire, the Raiders launched a new winning streak, downing San Diego 27-17.
Play fake by Stabler gets him time to throw. He delivers. Branch makes the catch on the 25, turns and sprints to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Raiders! A 41-yard touchdown pass to Cliff Branch, who caught the ball, just hooked a little bit at the 25, and then looked the defense in the eye and said, catch me. The Raiders go 70 yards in 2 plays and have the lead at 20-17. Power formation to the left with Bankston in there. Hand off to Banaszak to the 5. Finds his way down to the 4, the 2. Touchdown, Oakland. The Raiders score as Banaszak just picked his way, weaving in and out that last 4 yards. And the Raiders have driven for another score here.
Still on the road, the Raiders next met the Denver Broncos. Tough defense and great special teams play held the high-scoring Broncos in check as Oakland triumphed 17-10 to remain atop the AFC West.
Snake is 13 for 17 now. Branch to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. Raiders trail 10-3. Quick count, he's back, steps up, throwing the bomb to Branch. Branch against Jones. Branch, a great catch, 5-yard line, touchdown, Raiders! Guy strides into it, and there's a home run. A long boomer. Upchurch going back. Makes the catch. Skids to a stop on the 9. Billy's back to the 5. Brenshaw's got him on the 5-yard line. Holy Toledo, what a play. 62 yards by Ray Guy.
Home at last, the road-weary Raiders struck suddenly for 3 second-quarter touchdowns to defeat the Green Bay Packers, 18-14.
1st and 10. Stabler on a quick drop back. First down, he throws as the rush is coming. The pass is caught by Casper. Touchdown, Raiders! Holy Toledo! Stabler threw as 2 men punched it, and just inside the goal line at the sideline of the end zone, Casper made a superb falling catch, and Oakland gets the scoring pass from 27 yards. Stabler on first down on his own 11.5-yard line, throwing a long bomb up the left side, could be picked off, but it's caught by Branch between 2 men. They fall at the 50. He's off to the races. 10, touchdown Raiders. 88 yards. Back is Stabler, looks for Branch, now looks to Biletnikoff, throws, touchdown Raiders. And they burn young Maxie McCoy again. Biletnikoff lining up outside of the slot, went into the end zone 3 yards, broke the pattern outside, turned and looked, and there it was.
A crucial fourth-quarter pass interception by quarterback Skip Thomas ensured victory for the Silver and Black.
Payne to the left, Odom to the right. The Raiders in danger. Dickey's back, being chased by Hendricks, being chased by Matuzak, gets rid of the ball. Thomas intercepts. Thomas to the 15, running laterally to the right, trying to pick up a wave of blockers. Thomas to the 20, Dr. Death to the 25. He's out of bounds, and Doctor has saved the day for the Oakland Raiders.
On October 31st, the Broncos invaded Raider country. They were met by a fierce pass rush that sacked Denver quarterbacks 10 times. For 60 minutes, Otis Sistrunk, Dave Rowe, John Matuzak, Herb McMath, Charles Filioff, Willie Hall, Monty Johnson, Phil Villapiano, Ted Hendricks, Willie Brown, George Atkinson, Jack Tatum, Skip Thomas, Charles Phillips, Neil Colsey, and company hounded and pounded Bronco quarterbacks. A fourth-quarter touchdown pass from Stabler to Biletnikoff put this one away as Oakland opened a 3-game lead in the AFC West.
Slot left, Raiders 3rd down now, and still 6 to go. Deep bomb being thrown to Biletnikoff up the left side. Leaping catch, end zone, touchdown Raiders! On the first play after rookie Steve Foley replaced Calvin Jones, Stabler called a play that put Biletnikoff wide left against Foley. Man coverage, they went into the air in almost a dead heat, but when it came down in the end zone, Biletnikoff had won the tug-of-war from Steve Foley. Here's the conversion by Mann. It's up, it's good, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Timeout on the field, 13:37 remaining to play. Fourth quarter scoreboard showing Oakland 13, Denver 6.
Now it was on to Chicago, where big plays by the Raiders' offense and defense chilled the Bears even more than did the windy winter weather.
Branch to the left, Biletnikoff to the right, Stabler back, first down, he's going to pass, he's got time, throwing the bomb for Branch down on the 35, takes it in stride, the 30, 20, 10, touchdown Raiders! Here is a pass broken up by Sistrunk, intercepted by Hendricks, and the ball is back on the 47-yard line of the Bears. It's happening so fast, I don't know if I'm keeping up with it right now. Branch to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. Stabler back to pass again from midfield. Throwing a deep bomb, going to Branch against Livers. Livers knocks it down. Branch catches it. Touchdown Raiders! Holy Toledo! What else can happen here on the Lake Michigan riverfront in Chicago? Livers went up. Looked like he had the interception at the 5. It popped out of his hands, and Branch made the catch and skipped home for 6. Here's Errol Mann to try to untie it. Hum will hold. Dolby will snap. Hold on to your hats. Snap. A little high. Spot. Kick. It is good. And the Raiders move out in front, believe it or not. It's a 28-27 ball game with 4:33 to go. It ain't over yet, folks, I'll tell you that.
But Coach John Madden's decision to take the wind in the fourth quarter was vital, as Chicago missed a field goal into the wind at game's end.
Huff waits, the snap, the spot, the kick on the way, it's high enough. No good, no good. It hit the right upright. Oh, the Oakland Raiders continue to live by the veritable, the terribly cliched skins of their collective teeth.
Now 9-1 for the season, the Raiders headed home for the rematch with the Kansas City Chiefs. Year after year, this series had decided the AFC Western Division Championship. But not in 1976, as the Raiders outdistanced the division. Still, the Chiefs would go all out, striving for respectability, striving for parity with the silver and black. The Raiders' famed precision passing was evident early when Stabler and Biletnikoff paired up for a 32-yard touchdown. After Kansas City tied the score, Oakland relentlessly drove goalward. Runs by Mark Van Eegen and Clarence Davis, and passes from Stabler to Dave Casper, Fred Biletnikoff, and Cliff Branch ate up big yardage. The Raiders hit pay dirt with Pete Banaszak blasting in from the 1. And Banaszak has come on in the backfield. Mr. Short Yardage. Medlin at left tight end, Lawrence at right tight end. Right outside Lawrence is Bankston. Here's the handoff to Banaszak, trying to get outside of the right. Stiff arms a man, dives, and he scores! Touchdown Raiders! A third quarter march featuring Carl Garrett and Dave Casper put the Raiders on top to stay 21-10. Thundering down the stretch, the Raiders crushed Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Then, on Monday night, December 6th, a national audience of over 40 million people learned an unforgettable lesson about the most respected, most imitated, most feared organization in sports, the Oakland Raiders. Commitment to excellence is no idle phrase to those who proudly wear the silver and black. Owner and managing general partner Al Davis, general partner Ed McGaugh, a courageous business and community leader who emerged as strongman among the partners, Coach John Madden, the assistant coaches, executive assistant Al Locasal, Del Courtney, Jim Otto, George Glace, Tom Grimes, Bob Mishak, Kent McLuhan, Steve Ballard, George Anderson, Dick Romansky, Rick Van Tile, Ken Bishop, Mike Ornstein, Andy Olson, Steve Forsythe, Dr. Rosenfeld, Dr. Fink, secretaries, team captains Willie Brown, Warren Bankston, and Gene Upshaw, the players, each person dedicated to maintaining the Oakland Raiders as pro football's winningest team. A Raider win over Cincinnati would put the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. Cynics raised questions. Critics made accusations. But the Raiders require no special incentives to get ready. Victory is a way of life for these warriors in silver and black. There would be no stopping Oakland now, by anyone. These Raiders had matured and grown stronger through challenge and adversity. The Bengals scored first, but Ken Stabler then put Oakland ahead 14-6. Here's Branch to the left against Riley, who's 5 yards off the line. Biletnikoff to the right against Parrish. Back to Stabler. Pumps once. Goes down the middle of Casper. Wide open. Touchdown Raiders! Boy, did he ever split that one. He was wide open as he hauled it in just across the goal line. And Stabler throws the 25-yard strike to even this game at 6-6. Stabler rolling to the left, throws a quick touchdown to Casper. Holy Toledo! Cincinnati caught flat-footed. Stabler rolled about 5 steps left. Casper took a little outside slant release. Nobody on the gridiron in a Cincinnati uniform paid him any attention, and all he had to do was catch a little lob from Stabler.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take the lead here. at 13-6.
Oakland led at the half, 21-13. Then in the third quarter, Stabler teamed with Cliff Branch from 42 yards out, and the doubters began changing their tunes.
And back goes Stabler, keeps Van Eegen in the block. He's going deep to Branch, one-on-one with Riley, a leaping catch. Touchdown Raiders! Branch on a straight up pattern, one-on-one with Riley, made the leaping catch on the goal line and fell into the end zone with the score, and the Raiders take the lead at 27-13, pending the conversion.
Interceptions by Monty Johnson and Jack Tatum, plus booming punts by Ray Guy, kept Cincinnati at bay. Then the Raiders closed out the Bengal playoff hopes with a Stabler to Biletnikoff TD.
Branch wide to the left, Biletnikoff wide to the right. Stabler back, wants to pass, looks into the end zone, fires. Biletnikoff, touchdown Raiders! Fred broke off a square in, 2 yards into the end zone, slightly bellied back toward the ball. Parrish unable to do anything more than have chest-to-back contact as he watched the marvelous Biletnikoff catch his 7th touchdown aerial of the year.
The final game provided additional work for Mike Ray, Dave Hum, Mike Ciani, Morris Bradshaw, Steve Sylvester, Dan Medlin, Hubie Ginn, Floyd Rice, Rick Bonas, Rodrigo Barnes, Manfred Moore, and others. Mark Van Eegen topped the 1,000 yards rushing mark as the surging Raiders buried San Diego 24-0. And now the playoffs for the 9th time in 10 years. Now the postseason begins with the Oakland Raiders bound for glory. Now the NFL playoffs would begin, with only the best 8 teams remaining from the 28 that faced the test of competition in September. The 1976 Oakland Raiders could look back with a deep sense of accomplishment. The Silver and Black stood 13-1, best record in professional football. But the division championship was just the foundation in building an unforgettable year of glory. On Saturday, December 18th, the Raiders would clash with the New England Patriots in the sold-out Oakland Coliseum. New England had downed Oakland 48-17 earlier in the season, but revenge was not a factor, as John Madden and his staff prepared the Raiders for this first playoff battle. Goals had been set, goals now within reach, and the Patriots, or whoever the schedule might bring, could not prevent these Raiders from reaching their Super Bowl date with destiny. New England running back Andy Johnson banged in from the 1 to give the Patriots the game's first score.
Here's the handoff to Johnson. He drives. Touchdown, New England. Andy Johnson from 1 yard out, punching into the end zone.
Completions from Stabler to Biletnikoff and Branch led a Raider march to the New England 23. Then Errol Mann was true on a 40-yard field goal try.
Left hash mark, 40 yards, snap, spot, kick on the way, kick strong, good.
Beautiful.
Time out on the field, 1:13 left to go. First quarter, scoreboard showing New England 7, Oakland 3.
The Patriots, second highest scoring team in the NFL, were a constant threat on offense. But late in the second quarter, Skip Thomas halted a drive by intercepting an end-around pass attempt by the Patriots' Russ Francis.
Play fake, gives to Francis on a tight end around. He's going to throw a pass. He throws one deep. It is intercepted by Oakland. With the ball is Tatum. Tatum upfield now. I'm sorry, is that Tatum? Yes. No.
Dr.
Skip Thomas, he gets out of bounds. I'm sorry I didn't pick him up quickly enough. They had double coverage. Skip made the interception, danced up to the 20, and then got out of bounds on the 25. So they tried a little trickery, and I think it really backfired on them.
The turnover by an alert defense triggered a 76-yard Raiders scoring march, with the final 49 yards eaten up on consecutive pass completions.
Branch to the left, Bradshaw and Biletnikoff to the right. Stabler drops straight back, 3-man rush. He gets rid of it now to Casper. Casper's got it, first down at the 35, brought down at the 31. 2 men making the tackle. Dave's second catch of the day. First down and 10, Stabler back, flag down, long pass, Biletnikoff and Howard, a leap in the end zone, a flag down, touchdown Raiders! Biletnikoff makes the catch!
The Patriots had won 11 league games in 1976 and proven they could score on the best. Big plays by Grogan, Cunningham, and Francis put New England ahead 21-10. But with 1:14 left in the third quarter, the Raiders began an 11-play, 70-yard drive, climaxed by Mark Van Eegen powering over from the 1. The Raiders were closing in.
Power formation to the left. Garrett in the backfield with Van Eegen. On the snap, handoff to Van Eegen. He drives over. Touchdown, Raiders! Going into the end zone off that strong left side of the Raiders.
Time-consuming fourth quarter possessions came up short of points for New England in the face of aggressive Oakland defense. So did a 50-yard field goal try by the Patriots with just over 4 minutes remaining to play.
All right, it'll be a field goal try from 50 yards. He has not tried one from that far this year. His longest was 49. He made it. His next longest was 48. He missed. The punter, Patrick, is the holder. It's the right hash mark. Here we go. Snap, spot, kick. It will be short, I believe. It is short. Oh, Toledo. He was down the middle, but just a bit short. And the Raiders get the football with 4:12 to go on the 32-yard line.
The Raiders now controlled their own destiny. 4 minutes to play, 68 yards to go, 3 timeouts left. Now pride and poise, discipline and design, planning and practice came to the front. Now every Raider reached down deep for that something extra that marks champions as both the clock and the ball moved swiftly.
Slot right, split back, Stabler back, needs a big completion, throws one, Biletnikoff makes the catch. He is rolled down in a hard tackle by Howard on an up and in pattern. Stopped at the 39.5. It'll be third down and about 2.5 now. Slot left. Stabler back, looks, he throws, Branch makes the catch. Branch first down at the 48-yard line. Branch came out of the slot, made a move to the inside and turned out, forcing Haynes to pick him up. But it was too late. He had the ball and was brought down by Haynes. Back to pass Stabler. They picked up the blitz. He throws to Biletnikoff. He makes the catch. First down as Howard drops him on the 40-yard line. On a comeback. Biletnikoff having an incredible day. His 9th catch of the afternoon. Banaszak is the lone remaining back. Stabler back to pass on first down. He looks. He throws. He's got Casper. Makes the catch on the 28. Up the right sideline. He is finally hit and stopped by Howard at the 19. Didn't get out of bounds. Clock running. 1:48 to go. First and 10, Oakland.
Then playoff pressure and the unstoppable silver and black tide crashed over the Patriots. As the intended receiver was being clobbered farther downfield, a New England pass rusher was called for belting Ken Stabler on the head. This penalty has nothing to do with timing or judgment. It's automatic when seen. NFL rules prohibit hitting the passer above his shoulders. A pass to Dave Casper, runs by Clarence Davis and Pete Banaszak, and the Raiders were on the threshold, on the Patriots' 1-yard line with only 14 seconds showing on the Coliseum clocks.
Quickly to the ball, Dolby. Will he get off another one after this? It is second down. Stabler rolling to the left. He's going to go. Runs it in. Kenny Stabler, but a flag down. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Touchdown indication, flag down. No final decision yet. Pandemonium on the Coliseum turf. There's a discussion going on. Fans are on the field. Here's the signal coming. Offside New England. Declined Oakland. Touchdown Oakland. Here's Errol Mann with a conversion. Now they need this to get the 3-point margin. 23-21 Oakland. Firecrackers popping all over the place. Snap, spot, kick on the way. It is good. So we've got 10 seconds left in this football game. It's a 24-21 Raider lead over New England.
Another classic Oakland Raider finish that left 54,000 spectators and a huge television and radio audience breathless and awed by the Raiders' unbelievable record of success in the crucial final seconds of tight games over the past decade. But there's little time to savor your wins or heal your wounds in the NFL playoffs. Next for the Raiders would be the AFC Championship game in Oakland against the defending world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. The mighty Steelers, 1976 Central Division champions, swaggered into the Coliseum sporting a 10-game winning streak, fresh from a 40-14 playoff romp over the Baltimore Colts. and in the midst of a defensive spree that included 5 shutouts. But the Raiders were primed and ready and took it right to the Steelers, grabbing a 3-0 lead on an Errol Mann first-quarter field goal.
On 4th down, Mann coming in, it'll be about a 40-yard field goal attempt. David Humm will hold at the left hash mark. There's the snap and the spot. The kick is on the way. It's very strong. It's true. Good. Timeout on the field. 3:21 to go. First quarter. Scoreboard shows Oakland 3, Pittsburgh nothing.
In the second quarter, Raider linebacker Willie Hall made a diving interception and returned it to the Pittsburgh 1.
Stallworth to the left, out to the right is Swan. Split backs. Back goes Bradshaw. Has got time to throw. A lot of time. He fires one that Fuqua can't hold. It is intercepted by Hall. Hall is up from the 25 to the 20 to the 10. He's being run out of bounds on the 3-yard line. Fuqua made a lunge to try to catch the football under very, very heavy coverage. The ball popped off of his hands. Somehow Willie Hall snared it out of the air around the 25-yard line, got up and underway, and was finally run out of bounds. They mark it on the 1-yard stripe.
Clarence Davis cracked over to give Oakland a 10-0 lead.
Strong formation to the left. Stabler gives to Clarence Davis. He dives. Touchdown, Raiders! Davis went in over a right tackle, got a good block by Van Egan on the cornerback. The line blocking there was very good. Now there's a little bit of milling around going on. Lambert is off to one side, and they've got Vela off to the other, and nobody's going to be any the worse for wear, I guess. Vela put the block on Lambert to keep him from getting to Davis in time, and whatever happened afterward, they had words. The Raiders are leading here 9-0.
Pittsburgh finally scored, narrowing the lead to 10-7. But the Raiders, cool and confident, marched right back behind intimidating blocking by Shell, Upshaw, Dalby, Beeler, Vela, and Casper, and went ahead 17-7 as Stabler hit Warren Bankston for the touchdown.
First and goal on the 4, 23 seconds left. Stabler play fakes, drops back. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it to Bankston. Touchdown, Raiders! And Bank winds up and heaves one up into the stands. Stabler in a beautifully conceived play. Bankston on a little delay, just released out to the left. And after the play fake, Stabler straightened up, saw he had the rush coming, just lobbed it over the rush and into the waiting arms of special teams captain Warren Bankston, who released from that power formation on the left side.
The Raiders put the game on ice in the third quarter when Stabler found Pete Banaszak open in the end zone.
The Raiders snap up to the line of scrimmage with a power formation strong to the right. That's Henry Lawrence and Warren Bankston side. Here's the play fake. Stabler back. Here comes a blitz by Ham, but he throws. Touchdown, Raiders! Pete Banaszak makes the catch. Ham's blitz levels Stabler. Stabler is down. Madden is on the field. Madden is out there as soon as the doctors and the trainers are. Madden is absolutely furious that Stabler was allowed to be level like that by Ham's tremendous blitz from Kenny's blind side on the right. Kenny fired the ball an instant before Ham got there, and Banaszak took it on the goal line for the touchdown.
From the very outset of this championship game, it was silver and black dominance, disciplined offense, bruising defense. All-out special teams play never left a doubt as to the final outcome. The Raiders grew tougher, more determined each quarter.
And the handoff goes to Fuqua, and the whole defense piles in on top of him from the defensive left side. Villapiano, Matuzak, and Dave Rowe, particularly Villapiano and Matuzak, were so charged up about it they stood there and gleefully beat each other on the helmet after the tackle was made at the 22-yard line for a loss. Harrison and Fuqua in the backfield. The handoff goes to Harrison. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and goes no farther. Monty Johnson that time. Good penetration, and the Raiders on that front line are really charged up. David Rowe, he's not jaded. 10 years in the NFL. It's the first time he's had a shot at something like this, and he is not going to lose a moment of it. All right, back again is Bradshaw. Setting up. Got a lot of time. Down the middle he goes to Swan, and is broken up by Atkinson on the 5-yard line. Back to pass now goes Bradshaw. Here's a better push than the Raiders have had, but he gets rid of it downfield. Broken up. Swan had it broken up by Atkinson on the 10-yard line. George went over the shoulder, but cleanly. Here's Bradshaw back to pass, setting up deep. Rowe chases him out. Rowe still after him. And Sistrunk hits him a lick that you wouldn't believe. He didn't see Sistrunk coming from the other side. The Super Bowl really exists for the Oakland Raiders. All along, they've been thinking it was somebody's crazy illusion. 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Back is Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets out of the pocket, throws on the run. It's caught by Swan. Fans coming out of the stands. Swan is on the 10-yard line. George Atkinson has him. They're both standing up. The field is being engulfed by humanity. Time has run out. The Oakland Raiders have made it to the Super Bowl. They have stopped the drive of the Steelers to a third possible Super Bowl championship. The final score, Oakland 24, Pittsburgh 7.
The conference races were now history. The Raiders, champions of the American Football Conference, 15-1 for the 1976 season, were bound for a January 9th date with destiny in the Rose Bowl. Their opponents on Super Sunday would be the NFC champion Minnesota Vikings. But for the Oakland Raiders, professional sports' outstanding organization, there was never a question about this Super Bowl, this game, this season, this league, this decade belonged to the Silver and Black. 1976 had established John Madden as one of the great coaches in football. With 83 league wins and 7 playoff teams in 8 years as Raider head coach, Madden now needed only time to be recognized as the greatest coach in the game. January 9th dawned bright for John Madden and his eager troops. Unfortunately, the shadows would soon fall, long and lasting, over a fine Minnesota team. But no team could deny these Raiders their place in the sun. Raider might was apparent early, but Minnesota got the first break when they blocked a punt deep in Oakland territory. But no panic, no break in the concentration and intensity with which the Raiders approached this final game. The Oakland defense struck quickly to get the ball back.
Tarkenton gives to McClanahan. Stonewall. There's a scramble. There may have been a fumble. Oakland recovers. Holy Toledo. Out of it comes Willie Hall of USC. Raider ball on their own 2-yard line.
Clarence Davis then swept for 35 yards, and a worldwide audience estimated at over 125 million fans sensed that time alone stood between these Raiders and complete domination of Super Bowl 11.
It's third down now. Here's the handoff to Clarence Davis following a Beeler pull. He gets the outside of the 15, the 20, 25, up to 30, cuts around one man. He is brought down at the 41-yard line. The tackle made by the free safety, Paul Krause. And boy, do you call that extricating yourself from a real tough situation. George Beeler led around the corner, and then Davis saw the sideline daylight. He had Upshaw then following as a convoy.
A 24-yard field goal gave Oakland a lead they never relinquished.
Here's Mann now for a field goal of 24 yards. Humble hold. Snap, spot, kick on the way. That one's good, and the Raiders finally get on the board. Timeout on the field, 14 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Second quarter, scoreboard shows Oakland 3, Minnesota nothing.
The Raiders then generated a textbook drive of 64 yards to gain a 10-0 lead. Stabler was superb, combining with Branch, Casper, and Biletnikoff for 5 completions, while Carl Garrett contributed key running yardage.
Split back, Stabler back, has both backs, one back in the block, shoots one over that is complete at the 45-yard line. And Cliff Branch making the catch was triple team. Seaman there with Hilgenberg and also Jim Marshall. Power formation to the left now. Play fake by Stabler on third down and short. He straightens up and throws to Casper, complete at the 40, down to the 35. Seaman after him, gets him at the 27. And a daring bit of play calling by Kenny Stabler really gives the Vikings pause for thought now on 3rd and 2. He play faked and fired to Casper, who rumbled for a big gain. Slot right, Carl Garrett gets the handoff, sweeping the left side, cuts inside his block, nice move, great move at the 20, spins away from another man at the 15, and hurdles down to the 13-yard line, where he's finally caught by Krause and Jeff Wright. Carl Garrett with a real beautiful dipsy-do around that time. Branch to the left, Biletnikoff to the right, Stabler gives to Garrett, a hole over the middle, stutter steps and drives into the 8-yard line. with wide receivers very wide. Stabler back, sets up, looks, throws to Biletnikoff, makes the catch. He is not in. He was coming back in front of the quarterback, Nate Wright. He was into the end zone, but he came back to make the catch. He caught it on the 1-yard line and stepped out of bounds, but it gives the Raiders a 1st and goal to go. Now it's 1st and goal, and the power formation is in. Casper tight end on the left side, Lawrence on the right side. Bankston on the right side as a wing back. Stabler back to pass. A quick throw into the end zone. Casper, touchdown Raiders! Yasha Heifetz never played a violin with more dexterity than Kenny Stabler is playing the Minnesota Viking defense this afternoon in the Rose Bowl Stadium at Pasadena.
Inspired, intelligent special teams play was a Raider trademark in 1976. Super Sunday was no different, as Neil Colsey fielded a Minnesota punt at his own 40, wove his way for 25 yards behind a convoy of blockers, and gave the Oakland offense position for another touchdown drive.
Here's the punt now by Clabo. Good pressure by Hendricks, and Clabo soars a nice punt up for Colsey on the 40 of the Raiders. Heads for the right, return to the 50, down to the 45, flying to the 35-yard line, and he's brought down there. And again, the Raiders special teams give the ball to Stabler in excellent field position.
Then the hard running of Mark Van Eegen and the polished aerial precision of Stabler and Biletnikoff promptly moved the ball to the Vikings 1, from where reliable Pete Banaszak punched it over.
3rd and 2, Van Eegen with a big hole, big yardage all the way to the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Holy Toledo. The Oakland line is just wiping out Minnesota's front. And Van Eegen on a 3rd down that time was not touched until he was past the line of scrimmage. Oakland 1st down on the 18 and a half. Branch left, Biletnikoff right, 1st down, Stabler back. He looks, he fires to Biletnikoff on the 1-yard line, a skidding catch. He's got it. He's got it. In a tremendous battle with Jeff Wright, they both skidded to the turf on the half-yard line, and Fred made the catch. A brilliant work of art by the master of his position, Fred Biletnikoff. 1st and goal on the half-yard line. Here's the power formation right side. Hand off to Banaszak. He powers over. Touchdown Raiders! A 35-yard scoring march. Banaszak going in from a foot out. The all-time Raider rushing touchdown leader. That time they went to the offensive right, the defensive left, instead of going the direction where they've gone so much today.
In the 3rd quarter, the Raiders raised the count to 19-0 with an Errol Mann 40-yard field goal.
Now the snap. There's the kick. It's away. It is perfect. Errol Mann, much better from 40 than from 29, and the Raiders tack 3 more on the board. A 19-0 lead here. I'm out on the field. 5:16 left. 3rd quarter. Scoreboard shows Oakland 19, Minnesota nothing.
A 4th down penalty aided Minnesota in finally getting on the scoreboard late in the 3rd quarter. But there was no chance to derail the Oakland Express, and the Raiders' defense responded quickly, decisively. Ted Hendricks pressured Tarkenton, and linebacker Willie Hall came up with the interception.
Tarkenton back to pass on 3rd. The rush by Hendricks peels him out of there to the left. He's backpedaling and throwing. Intercepted by Willie Hall at the 30. Back to the 40. Runs into traffic. Raider football. He's brought down at the 46-yard line. And so the pressure of a blitzing Ted Hendricks put Tarkenton in a spot, and he fired the ball where Willie Hall could get it.
It took just 4 plays for the Raiders to convert turnover into touchdown, with the long gainer coming on a Stabler to Biletnikoff pass.
Quick count. Back is Stabler to pass. Good blocking. He steps up as the rush comes. He throws to the wide open Biletnikoff at the 35, to the 30, to the 20. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's dropped on the 2-yard line. Biletnikoff ran it up and in into a yawning chasm in the middle of the defense and took off before he was finally caught from behind by Krause. 1st and goal.
From there, Pete Banaszak scored his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Here's the snap. Give the ball to Banaszak. He powers over. Touchdown Raiders! Banaszak smashing over behind the wedge provided by Vela, Henry Lawrence, and Bankston on the offensive right side. Oakland now putting at least 18 points between themselves and the Vikings. Pending the Errol Mann conversion, it is now 25-7.
26-7 and no letup. Ultimate victory would not elude the Raiders this day. In desperation, Fran Tarkenton tried to pierce the Oakland secondary, but veteran quarterback Willie Brown responded to the challenge.
Quick lineup now, and he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. going all the way. Old Man Willie, touchdown Raiders! Look at the Oakland Raiders joining him. They're coming off the bench. They're mobbing him down in the end zone. John Madden's grin is from ear to ear. He looks like a slit watermelon.
The Vikings squeezed a touchdown in with less than 30 seconds remaining. But Super Bowl XI was no longer a game. It was already an overwhelming Raider triumph. John Madden on the sideline, enjoying every moment of it. Carl Eller on the opposite sideline, agonizing again. The Raiders just run the ball into the line of scrimmage. 15 seconds, 14. The Vikings aren't even going to use that last 1 second or one timeout. Listen to the count. Here it is. The Raiders closing in on the Super Bowl championship. There it is. There's the gun sounding the end of the game. John Madden goes on the shoulders of his players. Here's part of the Geritol Corps. The Rooster, 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Peter Banaszak.
Oh, I tell you, Bill, I was happy 2 weeks ago, but I never thought a person could feel this happy. I really don't. It's just super. I can't believe it. I feel like somebody's going to take it away from us in a day or 2 days.
When are you going to know that you've got it?
I don't know. Maybe when we don't have to go to practice Tuesday and we don't have anybody to play. If we have nobody to play next week, I think it's going to be ours for good for 6 months at least.
All right. Congratulations, Rooster.
Thanks a lot.
Pete Banaszak. Here's Monty Johnson, the middle linebacker, the man who grew up with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller and those people as his heroes in his hometown of Bloomington, Minnesota. What was the feeling going against them today, Monty?
I'll tell you, it was a bit of excitement because everybody back home was going to watch it. And what can I say? We won big. It was a great effort by everybody, Bill. It was a super game.
Willie Hall, a pivotal man in this Oakland defense all year long. 3-4 wins the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad it finally happened.
Willie, you were one of the few SC people who didn't get to play here as a collegian. What a satisfaction it must be today to make the 2 key turnovers.
Oh, yeah, it was very gratifying. You know, I seen the fumble. I jumped on. I'm glad I hung on. I got the interception. Everything was working our way, and I hope it continues.
Willie Brown coming over here. Hey, how many coins you find out there in the warm-up?
I found one, Bill. You know, I always said anytime we find some any type of money, anything on the field, we had no problem. So all of a sudden, we was coming out of the dressing room, just before the pregame warm-up, and I was just running along, and all of a sudden I saw a dime laying there, so I just picked it up. I said, well, hey, no problem today, I know.
Hey, when you got that interception for a touchdown of approximately 70 yards, I said you must have found about $2,000 in change out there.
Hey, I no doubt about it, Billy. But I was just sitting back at the time. I knew pretty much that what the pattern was going to be because, you know, anytime you play 14 years and they line up real quick and they either going to throw a quick out or a quick slant, but my responsibility was back deep to the outside, but I said, well, hey, it's got to be time for an interception right here. So I guess, you know, sneak back up there and just took off after the ball.
Wear the crown with pleasure, Willie.
Hey, I got to, Bill. Thank you.
Congratulations. Phil Piano. Hello, Bill. What's your first response?
My first, excellent. Excellent is the only word. Total game. Domination. Raiders style like we ain't done in a long time.
I think it was great. You people hit as hard as ever, but yet nobody dropped the flags on you today.
Right. The guys were smart. We played smart football, but we hit them, and they knew they were hit.
All right, here's Art Schelt. Arthur, you and Uppy, you pretty much wiped out the Minnesota right side today.
Well, you know, we went after pretty good over there, Bill. We knew that, you know, if we went after them like we thought we could, and to stay with our blocks, the type backs that we have, they just find the holes, and there were plenty of holes over there for them, and the backs ran like they never ran before.
Can you remember in your Raider career a day when the backs got to the outside like they did today?
No, these guys, I mean, they were like they were running possessed, you know, like people possessed. Van Egan was hitting holes so quick, Clarence got outside, and a couple of times I thought he'd go all the way. It was just a super effort by everybody.
My trip here was fine. How was yours?
You had a little trouble coming through the mountains and some snow.
Oh, we just had some snow in Cleveland. I got here in time for it. Who's your friend over here? Hello, Trunk.
Right side, Mr. Otis Sistrunk.
I'll tell you guys handle the right side very well today.
Well, I'll tell you, that's where we had been playing the whole season. Bill, there's one thing about Ted, he's a rough ball player, and that just fit my category.
All right, the one thing you had to worry about when you're in your situation is keeping Tarkington, I presume, from getting outside on you. Containment?
Well, we did that very good, I think, today, and John Matusak did one good job of making him go up the field, and I was coming from the other side, and Tarkington didn't know what to do.
Ted Hendricks, how did this compare to the Baltimore year?
Oh, there's no comparison at all. This team here, anytime they want to, can go out and score 40 points. They're powerful, and with all the linemen that are coming back in next year, we're going to have an even better team next year.
In 1963, when Al Davis rescued the faltering Oakland franchise, a dynamic new sports organization was conceived, then staffed and nurtured by dedicated people totally committed to excellence. After more than a decade of Raider dominance of professional football, only the Super Bowl remained to add to the trophy case. And that crowning glory now, too, belongs to the silver and black. The Rose Bowl stands empty now, with the winds off the nearby mountains slowly erasing the decorations on the football field. But neither winds nor time can ever erase the triumph recorded here by the Oakland Raiders, the world champions of professional football.